Shit. This is what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da. Let me tell you what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da.
Yo, what up, though, people? Like to welcome you back to the Keep It a C Note podcast. As always, I am your boy Brown. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. This is the Week 3 NFL recap. I'm recapping every game from Sunday. Shout out to everybody that's following us on YouTube, to subscribe to the page. If you're not subscribed, please hit the sub button, hit the like button, and share it with a friend if you like to talk sports. Keep it a C Note. Let's start it off in Chicago. The Bears, they was hosting Houston. Shout out Lovie Smith, former Bears coach, got fired after going 10-6. Yikes. The Bears ain't been right since. I think they had like 4 coaches since then. But, they came away with the 23-20 victory. They're now 2-1. Justin Fields, he threw for 106 yards and 2 interceptions. David Montgomery was hurt. Khalil Herbert came in and he balled out. Pause. 157 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns. They didn't do much through the air. Like I told you, Cole Kmet, he had 2 catches for 40 yards. Again, the Bears are 2-1. As for Houston, they fell to 0-2-1. Davis Mills, 245 yards, a touchdown and 2 interceptions. Dameon Pierce, he definitely was balling. He had 80 yards and a touchdown. Chris Moore, 3 catches, 63 yards. Again, Houston 0-2-1. What's your thoughts about this game? Keep it a C Note with us. Next up, we had Tennessee. They was hosting the Raiders. Both teams 0-2. Tennessee came away with the 24-22 victory. Tannehill threw for 264, a touchdown and a pick. Derrick Henry, 85 yards on the ground and a touchdown. Plus, he caught 5 out the backfield for 58 yards. And shout out my guy Bobby Woods, Super Bowl champion. 4 catches for 85 yards. Tennessee is now 1-2. As for Vegas, disappointment. Derek Carr, 303, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Jacobs had 66 yards on the ground. But we had a Mac Hollins sighting, people. He definitely got busy. 8 catches, 158 yards, and a touchdown. Devontae Adams, 5 catches, 36 yards, and a touchdown. Has anybody seen Darren Waller? Keep it a C Note. Have you seen Darren Waller? Raiders Nation, what's going on? How you feeling about Darren Waller 3 weeks into the season? Keep it a C Note with us. Fantasy football team owners, you got Darren Waller. How you feeling about him? Keep it a C Note. Vegas is 0-3 and looking like the biggest disappointment so far this year. Keep it a C Note. Can the Raiders still make the playoffs even though they're 0-3 and they're playing in a tough division? What's your thoughts on it? Next up, we had Indy. They was hosting KC. Shout out Matty Ice and the guys. They came away with the 20-17 victory. Matty Ice threw, Matty Ice threw for 222 and 2 touchdowns. Jonathan Taylor, 71 yards on the ground. And Pittman Jr., 8 catches for 72 yards. The Colts are now 1-1. Patty Mahomes, Chiefs, he threw for 262, a touchdown and an interception. He also led them in rushing with 26 yards. Juju, 5 catches, 89 yards. Travis Kelce, 4 catches, 58 yards, and a touchdown. But he could have had a couple touchdowns. He could have had way over 100 yards. You are Travis Kelce, Mr. Butterfingers for the day. Those drops, so many drops. I never seen Travis Kelce drop so many passes. Yikes. Kansas City fans, how you feeling about it? Keep it a C note. Travis Kelce, fantasy football owners, how you feeling about it if you watched that game and you seen Kelce drop so many passes, especially in the end zone? I know one person that was happy about it. Shout out to that player hater Vito. Because anything to say Kelce is not number one, he's going to throw that up. So shout out to Vito. I know you somewhere smiling. You know, Kansas City takes their first loss. They're 2-1. What's your thoughts? Keep it a C note. Next up, this probably was the game of the day on paper. Miami, the Dolphins, they were 2-0. They were hosting Buffalo. Buffalo was 2-0. Shout out Miami. Came away with the 21-19 victory. Even with Tua getting knocked out of the game, Tua did come back. He threw for 186 yards and a touchdown. Chase Edmonds, 21 yards on the ground, but he got in the end zone twice. And Jalen Waddle, 4 catches, 102 yards. Tyreek Hill. He was locked down. You hear me? But shout out Miami. They're 3-0. As for Josh Allen, he threw for 400 yards and 2 touchdowns. He also led them in rushing, 47 yards on the ground. Devin Singletary, 9 catches out the backfield, 78 yards and a touchdown. We also had an Isaiah McKenzie sighting, 7 catches, 76 yards and a touchdown. Buffalo falls to 2-1. What's your thoughts on it? Keep it a C note. Next up, we had Minnesota, the Vikings. They was hosting the Lions. Both teams coming in at 1-1. Minnesota did everything they could to lose this game. And somehow they still won the game. 28-24. Kirk Cousins threw for 260, 2 touchdowns. Dalvin Cook, 96 yards on the ground and a touchdown. But Dalvin Cook got hurt again like always, so let's keep an eye out for that. KJ Osborne, 5 catches, 73 yards. 5 catches, 73 yards, a touchdown. Justin Jefferson, locked down. 3 catches for 14 yards. Yikes. I mean, it was a down week for the top receivers, but 3 for 14. Yikes. Minnesota is 2-1 now. As for Detroit, Goff threw for 277, a touchdown and an interception. Jamal Williams, 87 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns. And Josh Reynolds got busy, 6 catches, 96 yards. I don't know what's going on, why DeAndre Swift didn't get more touches. I don't know if he got hurt or what was going on with him. But I don't know. Detroit is now 1-2. What's your thoughts on the game? Keep it a C note. Next up, we had Baltimore. They was in New England after they had that lapse last week and let Tua and them put up all them points late. They were playing the Patriots. They came away with the 37-26 victory. Lamar Jackson, 218 yards. He threw for 4 touchdowns. He had a pick. He also had 107 yards on the ground and a touchdown. Mark Andrews, 8 catches, 89 yards, 2 touchdowns. Baltimore is 2-1. As for New England, Mac Jones, 321 and 3 picks. Yikes. Ramondre Stevenson, 73 yards on the ground and a touchdown. And we had a Devontae Parker sighting people. He got busy. 5 catches, 156 yards. Mac Jones did get hurt on the last play of the game. They had to help him. He couldn't put no pressure on his foot. New England's 1-2. Let's watch out for that, people. Next up, we had the Bengals. They came into the week 0-2. They was out Jersey to play the Jets. They came away with the 27-12 victory. Joe Burrow, 275, 3 touchdowns. Samaje Perine, 47 yards on the ground. And we had a Tyler Boyd Titan, people, 4 catches, 105 yards and a touchdown. Cincinnati is now 1-2. As for the Jets, they went to 1-2. Flacco, 285 on the ground and 2 interceptions. Breece Hall, 39 yards on the ground. And Tyler Conklin led them in receiving, 8 catches, 84 yards. They say Zach Wilson will be ready to go for week 4, so let's keep an eye on that. Next up, the beatdown of the day. We had Philly in Washington to take on the Commanders, and they commanded everyone's attention with the 24-8 victory. The Eagles are 3-0. Jalen Hurts, he threw for 340, 3 touchdowns. Miles Sanders ran for 46 yards. And we had a Devontae Smith sighting, people. He got busy. 8 catches, 169 yards, and a touchdown. Again, the Eagles are 3-0. Keep it a C-note. How you feeling about the Eagles 3 weeks into the season? I know Vito's sweating right now because he do not want to put that Eagles jersey on. But John might have got one. Lockdown. Washington was on lockdown. Wentz, he threw for 211 yards. Gibson, 38 yards and a touchdown in garbage time. Terry McLaurin, he had 6 catches for 102 yards. Washington falls to 1-2, people. Next up, we had Carolina. They was hosting New Orleans. Both teams looking to gain some type of momentum in the NFC South. And Carolina came away with the 22-14 victory. Baker threw for 170 and a touchdown. Christian McCaffrey ran for 108 yards. And Laviska Shenault Jr., 2 catches, 90 yards, and a touchdown. Carolina is now 1-2. New Orleans, they looking a little shaky. Jameis, he threw for 353 and a touchdown, but he had 2 picks. Kamara, yikes. Is Kamara done, y'all? Keep it a C-note. To me, Kamara, he don't look explosive no more. He might be done. 61 yards on the ground. We had a Chris Olave sighting, the rookie. He got busy. 9 catches, 147 yards. Most receiving yards so far in the season for a rookie. Michael Thomas did get hurt in that game, so we got to keep an eye out for that. New Orleans is 1-2 as well. The shocker of the day, the beatdown game. Jacksonville. They was in L.A. in SoFi Stadium to play the Chargers, and they beat the brakes off the Chargers 38-10. Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence, 262 and 3 touchdowns. He definitely got busy. James Robinson, 100 yards on the ground and a touchdown. Shout out Zay Jones. He got busy. 10 catches, 85 yards and a touchdown. And Kirk also 6 catches, 62 yards and a touchdown. Jacksonville was now 2-1, people, and in first place in their division. What's your thoughts on it? Keep it a C-note. As for the Charger, Herbert gave it a go with the ribs and all that. He threw for 297, a touchdown and an interception. Sony Michel, 22 yards on the ground. Yikes. That was leading them in rushing. And Joshua Palmer, 6 catches for 99 yards. Keenan Allen did not play again. Has anybody seen Austin Eckler? Has anybody seen him? Keep it a C note. Chargers Nation, Chargers fans, how you feeling about Austin Eckler? If you took him early, first round in fantasy football, keep it a C note. How you feeling about Austin Eckler? Let us know. The Chargers again 1-2. What's your thoughts? If you had the Chargers winning the division, are you panicking after 3 games? Keep it a C note. Next up, we had the Rams. They was in Arizona. Site of Super Bowl 57. They came away with the 20-12 victory. Shout out to the Ramley. Matthew Stafford threw for 249 yards. Cam Akers, 61 yards on the ground and a touchdown. And Ben Skoranek, 4 catches for 66 yards. Cooper Kupp did catch 4 for 44 yards. The Rams are 2-1. As for the Cardinals, Kyler Murray threw for 314. James Conner, 39 yards on the ground. Shout out Hollywood Brown, 14 catches, 140 yards. Arizona is now 1-2. I was shocked. Neither quarterback threw for a touchdown in this game. That's the NFC West for you, though. Next up, we had Atlanta. They was in Seattle to take on the Seahawks, and they came away with their first victory of the season, 27-23. Mariota threw for 229, a touchdown and a pick. Shout out Cordell Patterson. He definitely got busy. 141 on the ground and a touchdown. And Kyle Pitts, we had a Kyle Pitts sighting, 5 catches, 87 yards. Salute Kyle Pitts. That's better than 2 for 19, which you had both the first week and the second week. So, a little progression, shout out Drake London, 3 catches, 54 yards and a touchdown. Atlanta is now 1-2. As for Seattle, since they beat Russ opening Monday night, they haven't won a game. Geno, he threw for 325, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Rashard Penny, 66 yards on the ground. Tyler Lockett, 9 catches, 76 yards. And shout out DK Metcalf, 5 catches, 64 yards and a touchdown. Seattle is 1-2. What's your thoughts? Keep it a C note. Green Bay, Tampa Bay. Green Bay was in Tampa Bay. Tampa was undefeated. Green Bay at 1-1. They talking about this may be the last Brady-Aaron matchup. Aaron Rodgers and Green Bay got the 14-12 victory. Shout out to that. Aaron threw for 255, 2 touchdowns and a pick. 36 yards for Aaron Jones on the ground. And Romeo Doubs, 8 catches, 73 yards and a touchdown. Green Bay is 2-1. Keep it a C note. How you feeling about Green Bay? As for Tampa Bay, Brady, he threw for 271 and a touchdown. Fournette, nothing on the ground, 35 yards. And shout out Russell Gage, 12 catches, 87 yards and a touchdown. Tampa is 2-1. They did not look good. Fournette is banged up. Mike Evans was suspended. Godwin with the injury. Julio was injured, so he didn't play. How you feeling about Tampa Bay? Keep it a C note. We know they're gonna get some players right now, but they're gonna get players back. But right now, it's the Buccaneers, a Super Bowl team. Keep it a C note with us. Sunday Night Football. Shout out to my guy Vito. Vito, what up, dog? You had Denver, Russ and the boys. They was hosting San Fran. And shout out to Russ. He got the win 11-10. Yes, the score was 11-10. It was a punter's game. But nonetheless, Russ got the win. He threw for 184. Javonte Williams, 58 yards on the ground. Cortland Sutton, 8 catches, 97 yards. Denver is now 2-1. As for San Fran, Jimmy G, 211, touchdown, interception. Jeff Wilson Jr., 75 yards on the ground, but he did fumble on the last possession to end the game. Debo, 5 catches, 73 yards. George Kittle, first game back, he didn't do anything. 4 catches, 28 yards. San Fran is now 1-2, and they got the champs on Monday Night Football for Week 4. So it's not looking good for Vito. Shout out to Vito, who's been preaching to Jimmy G this, Jimmy G that. After he cursed me out via text after the loss, he said he'll take any rookie quarterback right now over Jimmy G. Shout out to Vito. I called him Oouuber. Put the bottle down, Vito. I hope you ain't break nothing. Please, San Fran fans, I already told y'all what to expect. But let's move on to a brighter note. Let's end it off. Who was the quarterback of the day for Sunday in Week 3? I'll give you 2 options. Was it Lamar Jackson? 218 yards, 4 touchdowns and a pick. Plus he ran for 107 yards and another touchdown. Or Jalen Hurts and the Eagles. 340 yards for Jalen Hurts, 3 touchdowns. Both guys won. Keep it a C note. Who was the quarterback of the day for Sunday, Week 3 in the NFL? Was it Lamar? Was it Jalen Hurts? Was it somebody else? Let us know. Now keep it a C note. Pick one, clip one. More surprising win on Sunday. Was it Indy with the 20-17 victory over Kansas City? Or was it Jacksonville with the 38-10 victory over the Chargers? Pick one, clip one. I will say that Jacksonville game was definitely a shocker. Not because Jacksonville won, but just because they dominated them like that. So that's where I'm going. Next up, 11-10. That was the final score of the Sunday Night Football game. Russ did get the win. But keep it a C note. Is Russ done? Yes, no, maybe so. Keep it a C note, let us know. I will say he's not done, but I'm definitely seeing Russ is not the same Russ anymore. Not saying that he can't turn it up, but he doesn't look like he's a top 5 quarterback anymore. That's just me keeping it a C note. No cat, call him Oouuber. The Eagles, after 3 weeks, are the best team in the NFL. Is that no cat? Call him Oouuber. Call him Oouuber. They're one of the top 2 teams, but they're not the best team in the league. Shout out to the Eagles, though. Definitely looking good. Pause. Let's end it off. Power rankings. Let's do bottom feeders first. Who's the top 5 worst teams after 3 weeks in the NFL? I got at 32. I got Houston at 0-2-1. And Houston got better, but I still got them as the worst team. Next, I got Carolina at 30. They're 1-2. At 29, I got Seattle at 1-2. 32, I got Houston. 31, I got Carolina. 30, I got Seattle. At 29, I got Indy. The Colts are 1-1-1. And at 28, I got Tennessee at 1-2. And in case you didn't notice, I know Vegas, I know the Raiders are 0-3, but they're still not one of my bottom 5 teams. I feel as though they're better than all of these teams. But what's your thoughts? Keep it a C note. Let's wrap it up. Top 5 teams in the NFL after 3 weeks. Who you got? At 5, I got Kansas City. At 4, the LA Rams. At 3, I got Buffalo. At 2, I got the Eagles. And at 1, I got Miami. Miami against Baltimore shows you that they can put up points. This week against Buffalo, they showed that they can play defense. I think on both sides. And don't get me wrong, the Eagles right there as well. But Miami, they've played better competition so far. So that's why I got them as the best team in the league. But who you got, people? Let us know. Monday Night Football, Dallas at the Giants. Who you got? Keep it a C note. I'm taking Dallas. But you know, that's me. You might have to call me a Oouuber for taking Dallas. But I'm about to wrap this up because, as I said, I had to call Vito a Oouber because he was so depressed. Now I got to go check on him, make sure he good. We appreciate everybody that tuned in. If you're a regular, salute to you. If this is your first time, please hit the sub button, hit the like button. Please, everybody, share it with somebody. We're also taking donations. If you want to give us a donation, look, we spend so much money on calling Vito and John Ubers. It is ridiculous. So, you know, all donations are welcome. But as always, I am your boy, Brown. Thank you for tuning into the Keep Casino Podcast Week 3 recap. As always, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell everybody. Keep Casino. I holla at y'all.
Shit. This is what I'm feeling like. Da 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 da. Let me tell you what I'm feeling like. Da 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 da.